Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Seems a shame to cut off the Red Hot Chili Peppers before they even get into their stride, but we've got to start talking about watches at some point, haven't we? So from one of California's coolest bands to what I think could end up being one of California's coolest watch brands, Collins. This is the second piece I've looked at from Collins. I reviewed their automatic NH35 powered Flieger with a twist a couple of months ago in December. So I'm delighted to get my hands on this Collins chronograph. Swiss Chrono, that nice little 40mm Flieger case, cracking strap for 195 bucks. I think it's a pretty good deal. They're only going to make 100 of these, so this one's going back to California. But if you're interested, I think a really nice watch at a great price point. Let's flip the camera and get a closer look. A familiar looking outer box then containing a familiar looking inner box. Big thanks to Jimmy for loaning me this one for review. It is a kind of review sample, so there's a few scuffs here and there, and by the time you see this video, this piece will probably be on its way back home to California. And there it is, similar but different. Identical case and dimensions to the automatic Flieger that I looked at a couple of months ago, but obviously with a quartz chronograph movement in this one instead, and I think it looks great for it. That little extra complexity on the dial really making this watch pop. So 40mm not including those pushers, 12mm thick, just under 12mm thickness, 20mm at the lug width, and 47 lug to lug. So I think a great set of dimensions. I really did enjoy the automatic, and this one wears very, very well indeed. 78 grams altogether on this leather strap. Now I should point out that this is not the stock standard leather strap. This is one of their gunny leather straps, hand stitched. Smells incredible, a real quality piece of cow used in this one, but not cheap. These gunny straps are a $100 US add-on, which, you know, I think you'd struggle to justify paying $195 for a watch and then specking a $100 strap on it, especially when the standard Collins leather strap is so good. Check out the video of the automatic. Check out my review of that piece. I'll leave that in the description below. I think the standard strap on this one is excellent. So I wouldn't be going for the option, but you know, this gunny, for what it's worth, is amazing. Just looks and feels fantastic. Looks great on the wrist as well. Stainless steel case, dead flat sapphire, no AR on the glass though. And it's a bead blasted finish throughout. I mentioned in the previous review that I thought this was great for sunnier climes, no reflective surfaces on this watch at all. Now on this one, because there's no see-through case back here, because it's a quartz movement, there's a Collins branded stainless steel screw down case back, and this watch manages 100 meters of water resistance, though as always with chronos, don't push the buttons under the water, you won't do the watch any favors. So zoomed right in on the dial then. This one features a Swiss quartz movement. Now it's from a company called ISA Swiss. I had to look it up, I'd never heard of them. Apparently they can trace their lineage back 50 years, used to make autos, but during the quartz crisis they switched to quartz and haven't made an automatic movement since then. This one is the caliber 8371B. So we've got a second subdial at the 3 o'clock, we've got a 30-minute chrono dial at the 9 o'clock. Now I believe this movement has the capacity for a date down at 6 o'clock, but Jimmy has decided not to use that. I think they could have got away with it though. I think because they don't have a 12, because they've got the big arrowhead, I think they could have deleted that 6 and put a date down there for a little bit of functionality. But I think the dial looks great. Just a matte black finish, but there's kind of concentric circles. There's a little bit of texture on those two little chrono subdials. There we are. You can see on the one at 3 o'clock there. I think they look fantastic. Really adds a bit of visual interest to what was a fairly plain Type A Flieger type dial on this one. So the movement claims between 4 years and 5.5 years of battery life, depending on how often you use the chrono function, an accuracy of plus or minus 15 seconds per month. So all pretty decent specs there from a quartz chrono. So very positive engagement pushes there and a really nice positive click on that. 5 ticks per second, as you can see there, the little tiny second hand sweeping around past the 2 o'clock there. Another push to stop. You've got a minute counter just on the 9 as mentioned. And if you reset, you've got that nice kind of slow wander back up to the midday. Oh, very nice, I must say. Same case as the auto, so same crown there as well. Nice little Collins C embossed, and it's got that little nurdle, making it look like a a knob of a piece of audio equipment there. Just a couple of nods to Jimmy's own background in audio engineering. And I'll pop up a lume shot. The lume, pumped full of C3 Superluminova, looks fantastic. That kind of old radium style look. Bright green, and they've managed to even get a little bit of lume on the two little sub-dial hands as well. All very nice, I must say. One of my favourite lume shots, this Collins, especially because they loomed the brand name under the 12. Nice touch. And there is the watch on my 7-inch wrist. Love these dimensions, 40mm, great for, I think, people from 6 inches to 8 inches wrists. It really is a bit of a sweet spot, and that optional gunny strap, oh, how good does that look? Nice little signed tang there. This one's had a few scuffs because, as mentioned, it is a sample. There's only 100 of these quartz chronographs being made. I think Jimmy's going to use this as a bit of a test bed. He's going to pop an automatic movement in here at some point, which I'm very much looking forward to. But if you manage to snag one of these ones for 195, I think a pretty good deal, I have to say. Would I pay the extra $100 for the NH35 version now that I've tried the Chrono? Probably not. I think the Chrono's the new sweet spot of the Collins watch range anyway. Same case, but the convenience of a quartz movement. You've got those extra visual appeal on the dial there of those two little sub-dials. I think this one definitely my choice. Niggles then, well, minimal to be honest. Same niggle I had with the Auto. That handset is gloss, whereas everything else is matte. It's a slightly more offset because of the gloss sub-dials, so the hands don't look quite as out of place. And the little tiny second hand, I realise it's meant to look like a level meter, but it really is tiny, so perhaps they could have done something slightly larger with a bit more prominent lume, a bit more of a lollipop on the end of that one, especially as this is a Chrono and really the second hand becomes more important than it is on the automatic. But a nicely designed piece. I think at $195, a pretty good deal for this one all up. So there you have it. A lot to like about this little California Swiss Chrono combo. Really looking forward to Jimmy's future output, especially if he puts an automatic in this one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.